Insomnia is a major problem for many people. In fact, over 70 million in the United States have trouble falling and staying asleep. This is especially true for women. Being able to stay asleep, or what is called sleep maintenance, is a particularly frustrating form of insomnia. Here to share some insight is Dr. Thomas Roth, Director of the Sleep Disorders and Research Center at the Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here, doctor.
Pleasure.
Let me ask you a question. I've always heard these two: sleep maintenance, insomnia, regular insomnia. Can you clarify what's the difference between both?
Sure. Well, insomnia is a disorder. It's a disorder of hyperarousal and it has many symptoms, both nighttime and daytime. One of the major nighttime symptoms, which is problematic for many patients, and it's the biggest problem for them, is difficulty staying asleep or getting up too early in the morning. That's called sleep maintenance insomnia.
Oh.
This is also problematic for many people, and most importantly, it has very significant consequences in terms of daytime functioning.
And when you talk about those daytime functions, I know of many people who wake up and they'll tell me, Olga, I just don't feel good today, I have no energy, because it really does make a difference.
Absolutely. Any sleep disturbance, including insomnia, has as one of its consequences difficulty during the day, difficulty concentrating, difficulty thinking, difficulty focusing. Mood is very much affected. There's studies which show that memory is impacted, cognitive functioning is impacted, and very importantly, there's now very clear data that it represents a risk for psychiatric disorders,
Really?
cardiovascular disorders, for obesity, and for making pain worse.
So no doubt a good night's rest is so important. Now here's something I've always wondered, because I've always heard the numbers different. So in your opinion, doctor, or what at least you know, how many hours is considered to be essential to get a good night's rest?
Well, there's very good data that for most people, 8 hours of sleep is what we need. Most people can do very well between 7 to 8 hours. I think anything less than 7 hours is problematic, and I would have difficulty recommending or accepting that.
And what are some of the causes of insomnia?
Well, as I mentioned, insomnia is a disorder, and some people are vulnerable to that disorder, others are not as vulnerable. Now, we're all vulnerable to sleep disturbances. So in any of our lives, things like eating too close to a meal, too close to bedtime, exercising too close to bedtime.
That's happened to me.
Napping in the evening, any of those things will cause sleep disturbance.
And what about prescription medications?
Well, the vast majority of prescription sleep aids are controlled substances or scheduled substances. And what that means is that in vulnerable individual, they have the potential to be abused or misused. But the more common side effects are things like hangover, feeling drugged the next morning,
Absolutely.
concerned about driving, concerned about thinking, difficulty getting up in the morning, difficulty driving, difficulty concentrating.
Sure.
And those are the big things we sort of have to care about. Also, some of these medications can cause abnormal behaviors during sleep, especially when you take it with other medications or if you take it with alcohol. Now, it's important to understand that virtually any sleep agent has, to some extent, the potential to produce any of these effects.
So doctor, what are we supposed to do instead?
Well, the FDA has approved 2 medications which are not scheduled, or in other words, they have no abuse potential or liability. One of those is Roserum, and the other one of those is Salinor. We were talking before about sleep maintenance. Salinor is specifically indicated for sleep maintenance insomnia for people who have difficulty sleeping through the night.
But at the end of the day, doctor, always consult with your physician, right?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much for the information.
Thank you.
Great to have you. And if you want to know more, log on to thebalancingact.com for more information about Salinor and sleeping through the night. And of course, we're always on Facebook and Twitter, so chime in as well.